In the silent, black expanse of the night, the ground belongs to the infantry. But the air belongs to something else, a machine that moves like a predator, sees in absolute darkness, and strikes with surgical, devastating precision. It is the Boeing AH-64 Apache. The Apache is not a transport. It is a dedicated attack helicopter, designed from the ground up to be the most survivable, most lethal hunter on the modern battlefield. Its single mission: to destroy armored vehicles and crush ground threats with overwhelming force. It introduced technologies that redefined warfare, from the powerful 30mm chain gun, slaved directly to the pilot's helmet, to the legendary AGM-114 Hellfire missile, a weapon that can destroy a tank from 5 miles away. This is the story of the AH-64 Apache, the machine that turned night into day for American forces and became the undisputed, terrifying king of the low-altitude war. The Apache was born from a Cold War fear, the massive, relentless armored thrust of the Soviet Union through Europe. NATO needed a mobile, powerful weapon capable of destroying hundreds of Soviet tanks in any weather, day or night. The requirement was simple: survivability and firepower. The Hughes, later Boeing, design was radical. It was built to absorb immense punishment, featuring redundant flight controls, armor plating around the cockpit, and engines placed far apart to survive a single hit. The most critical design element was its low-slung, sturdy frame built for agility and quick turns in a high-threat environment. The Apache requires a two-man crew, the pilot, who flies the aircraft, and the co-pilot chalked gunner, or CPG, who operates the weapons and sensors. Their combined skill is the key to the Apache's lethality. The Apache's true advantage isn't its missiles, it's its eyes. The Target Acquisition and Designation Sight, TADS, and the Pilot Night Vision Sensor PNVS systems are the foundation of its dominance. The PNVS gives the pilot a thermal image of the world projected directly onto their helmet-mounted display, allowing them to fly nap of the earth, skimming the terrain at high speed and absolute darkness, with precision. The TADS, often called the telescope on the nose, allows the CPG to zoom in on targets, identify them, and laser designate them for the Hellfire missiles. But the most famous piece of technology is the Integrated Helmet and Display Sighting System, IADSS. This system literally links the CPG's head to the deadly 30mm M230 chain gun. Wherever the CPG looks, the gun points and fires. This human-machine synergy makes the Apache an extension of the crew's will, a truly terrifying proposition for an enemy. The Apache's primary anti-tank weapon is the AGM-114 Hellfire missile. This is a fire-and-forget or laser-guided missile with enough destructive power to reliably destroy any modern main battle tank. The Apache can carry up to 16 Hellfire missiles on its stub wings. The standard tactic involves the Apache pop-up, rising briefly from behind terrain cover, acquiring the target using TADS, launching the missile, and immediately dropping back down into cover before the enemy can react. This hit-and-hide ability is why the Apache is so survivable. It engages the enemy from ranges where the enemy's own shoulder-fired weapons and tank guns cannot effectively respond. It is literally a system designed to fight unfairly. The Apache also carries 70mm Hydra rockets for area suppression, and the powerful 30mm gun for close-range clearing and anti-personnel use. This comprehensive weapon suite makes it a lethal platform for every scenario. The Apache's true test and moment of glory came on January 17, 1991, during the opening minutes of Operation Desert Storm. At 02:38 a.m., 8 AH-64s spearheaded the attack on Iraq. Their mission: fly deep behind enemy lines and destroy 2 critical Iraqi early warning radar sites. The destruction of these sites created a massive 20-mile-wide hole in Iraqi air defenses, allowing the entire U.S. and coalition air armada to flood the country undetected. This was the first punch of the Gulf War, and it was delivered by the Apache, proving its ability to execute complex long-range missions in absolute darkness. Throughout the war, Apache units destroyed hundreds of Iraqi tanks, armored vehicles, and ground positions. The sight of a low-flying, dark and massive Apache emerging from the desert night became a symbol of American air dominance. The Apache owned the night, and that ownership determined the pace of the war. Like the B-52, the Apache is a machine built to last. The original AH-64A has evolved into the modern AH-64E Apache Guardian. The Guardian features vastly improved engines, composite rotor blades, and, crucially, a fully network-centric warfare capability. The Guardian can now control U.S. military drones, acting as an airborne command center, expanding its vision far beyond its own sensors. This evolution ensures the Apache remains relevant in modern conflicts, from urban warfare in Iraq and Afghanistan to potential conflicts against high-tech adversaries. Its ability to hover, maneuver rapidly, and deliver immense guided firepower makes it indispensable for supporting ground troops in complex terrain. The Apache is rugged. Stories abound of Apaches returning with severe damage, main rotors pierced, landing gear shredded, only to be patched up and flown again hours later. Its survivability is built into its very DNA. The AH-64 Apache is more than just a helicopter. It is a flying tank destroyer and an icon of tactical air power. It defined the low-altitude war in the late 20th century and continues to set the standard for rotorcraft attack missions. Its integration of advanced sensors, networked battle management, and the lethal Hellfire missile makes it the ultimate expression of the American commitment to air superiority, day or night. The Apache is the ultimate hunter. It is the machine that taught the world that darkness is no longer a shield. It is the silent, deadly shadow that watches over American forces, always ready to deliver overwhelming firepower when the infantry calls. The roar of its engines and the flash of its Hellfire missiles remain the sound of total, undeniable battlefield dominance.